Just last semester, I appeared in Antony and Cleopatra and Waiting for Lefty with the drama department. I've previously done the musicals Urinetown and Rent with the department, as well as Shakespeare's Much Ado About Nothing. Gypsy is really, it's theoretically the story of Gypsy Rose Lee, the famous stripper from the end of the vaudeville era, but I think it's really much more about her mother, Mama Rose, as she's known, who is really the prototypical stage mother, and quite a sight to behold. And we followed their journey for about 10 or 15 years, from her daughters being young girls that she's trying to get onto the vaudeville scene, to when Gypsy does finally become a famous stripper, and eventually there's a large rift between her and her mother. There are absolutely some very lighthearted moments in the show. There are some upbeat numbers. There's a lovely little charm song that opens Act 2 with Herbie, Louise, and Mama Rose singing Together Wherever We Go, which is one of the most famous pieces from the show. And it's really a celebration of how they're there to support each other through all the trials and tribulations that they undergo throughout the course of the show and throughout the course of their lives, really. So there are absolutely some very nice moments that people recognize from the show, and I think draws people back over and over because the music is so relatable and just occasionally very happy. Herbie is a very interesting role, and it's a very difficult role because he is ostensibly the most normal character in the show, but at the same time we have to question how sane he really is for falling in love with a woman like Rose, and so his motivation really is to try and take this family, which is so broken in so many ways, and bring it together and really unify it. And he wants to eventually, settle down and have a home and have a life with this woman and her girls. And it's just not something that Rose ever wants. And so there's that very tense conflict throughout the entirety of their, tryst and the entirety of the show, really. I think that people should come to see Gypsy because it has earned its place in the canon of musical theater in America. It, produced in 1959 up against two other shows that really swept the Tonys, and it was kind of brushed aside, but those two shows have only been revived a handful of times, and Gypsy has been revived 4 times on Broadway since it opened. It's had productions all across the country for years and years now, and I think it's really because this story is so compelling and the characters are so rich and the music is just so delightful. And I think what we've achieved here at Hofstra is another production that really takes some kind of new spins on some aspects of it. Rita McCann playing Mama Rose is simply a joy to watch, and I think that it's a treat for anyone who comes to see the show, so I would highly encourage anyone who's able to come out and see our production.